My biggest challenge in journalism was believability. And believability is when someone says something and nobody believes you. When I said to Nigerians that Mark Angel cheated Denison Igwe in November of 2020, no one believed me. So now 2024, Denison went and talked to Honest Bunch podcast with Nedu, and I was vindicated. I look back on my tweets and I see all the abuses, stupid woman, mind your business, what concerns you with Emmanuel. I mean, it traumatizes me, but I I mean, you saw me interview Denison Igwe a month ago, and he said he was so sorry that he said he was naive when I asked him to come and talk to me, and at that time, Denison said he was the houseboy for Mark Angel's mom, and he was nothing but a houseboy, cleaned, cooked, and he didn't know that all the comedy and all the skits they were doing in the kitchen outside was making big money. He said he didn't know about monetization. He didn't know that Mark Angel was making a lot of money. Like Mark would make $300,000 on YouTube dollars, and he would give them maybe 1 million, 2 million. They didn't know the depth of what he was making in dollars. So that he now learned monetization, started his own comedy thing. And this is where I come in and I tell Nigerians that if you don't know something, it's very bad. Omoyele Sowore has a phrase about if they, Sowore said, lawmakers and politicians, once they see you don't know what's going on, they are happy. They like to keep you in the dark. You understand what I'm saying? So I have this mentality that my dad has of teaching everybody everything. My father was commissioner for education in Western State, Nigeria, and he was very instrumental to a lot of things in education. My sister was one special advisor to Ajumabi on education. My father was minister in Obasanjo's regime for NSTDA, National Science and Technology Development Agency, which is now the Ministry of Technology. My dad was about educating. During the ASU strike in 2016, my dad spoke to the media on why this must continue. And I did a video, 5 series about ASU and the scam that it is. A lot of my intelligence comes from my dad, and we discuss a lot of things. All that Halliburton money that Atiku got, and he didn't get prison time for, he opened a lot of businesses in Adamawa. An average fast food restaurant in Adamawa belongs to Atiku. Atiku has juice companies. They make juices. They make a lot. Nigeria's money. And he was never arrested. We talk about Abacha, how Abacha respected him and had him come to Abuja to do the confab. And I told you that my dad was there at the confab with Wale Awolowo, chairman of Nigerian Tribune, Sheyi's dad, and they were roommates at the Transcorp Hilton. On the night Abiola was going to be killed, my father got the information, and they also wanted to kill some Yorubas in the confab. So they were going to storm the Transcorp Hilton and kill some of the Yorubas. When my father got the information, he was trying to get through to Abiola. Abiola had just finished a visit with Susan Rice, United Nations ambassador to the U.S. And she came with a 5-star general. They went to visit Abiola in prison. I can't tell you how Abiola died yet, but it was so elaborate. Abiola did not drink tea and die. They all had the tea. Abiola did not get beaten up like Al Mustafa said on Brekete. That's a lie. That was the only part that was missing in Babangida's book. Two presidents were involved in Abiola's death. Two global presidents. It's one of the saddest stories ever. I got to be related to Abiola at the end of his life because his youngest wife, he had lots of wives, but the youngest one was Anolunlayo. Tuni Olunlayo, my cousin, the one that sells diamonds in Abuja, that has that shop in the Transcore Hilton. I don't know if that shop is still there. It's a nice jewelry store, and the people that buy the jewelry in there are all female lawmakers, senators. Mrs. Itagiwa was one of our big customers in that very first 1999 administration. Tuni Olunloyo was Abiola's final wife and youngest, my cousin. But the story of Abiola is shocking because not only that this conspiracy, Mustafa assassinated his wife, Kudirat, and he has the nerves to go on Brekete. TB Joshua was the one that plugged that thing into Nigerians' head to forgive Al Mustafa. Like, how do you forgive somebody that killed your parents? For what? Do you forget that? This whole forgiveness stuff is just annoying. Sometimes people don't want to forgive because they don't. They're not bitter. They're not hurt. The psychological part of forgiveness is they think that we're bitter or we're hurt and we're carrying it inside. No, the Bible says that, and I disagree. Some of us are perfectly fine. We're doing well where we are. We're happier. We're eating. We're healthy looking. We're not sad. But we can't forget. Even if we can forgive, we can't forget. I don't know who started this whole, well, I know who started it, Esabot, Tokumbo Abodere, and she apologized to my family. She said, she went and did a video saying that my father raped me when I was young and all that. But some people don't follow up. Once you put lies out on the internet, they'll sit on it. In 2016, she apologized on a live video. She said she said that because she was upset that I called Jide Kosoko a black widow because two of his wives died. So then you have to just make up something and say my father raped me and that you're related to me. You're not related to me. We just lived in the same neighborhood growing up as kids. Anyway, Esabod she has apologized, but all these Rivers people and sometimes IPOB, they use it against me. They come, oh, her father raped her. Be careful. Be careful of saying such. Tokumbo apologized for that in 2016. And I even mentioned it on TBC when I did the interview. Now, my dad wasn't innocent. He traumatized all of us. And my siblings you will not see my siblings talking on any video. My stepbrother, Benga Olunloya, some of you know Benga, Kapoor, is 60 years old too. When he came to live with us at 12 years old, my dad used to beat him so bad because he couldn't speak English. He was living with his grandmother in a village. And my dad tortured him. My dad would plug an iron and hold a hot iron to Benga's face because he didn't know on arithmetic or something. He burned him in the back with the iron twice. He tied my brother to the ceiling fan, and then he'll turn on the fan and he'll be going around. My dad did that. I was 13 and I saw it all and I was traumatized for life. You don't know what you're doing to your kids. I can't forget that. They can say she's crazy, she's mad. It happened.